Welcome to the debut episode of my new channel, Nathan, Tech, and Life. For my first video, we're going to look at some LinkedIn cringe. Not just any LinkedIn cringe, team building cringe specifically. So take a look at the first post here. 1 second, I'll bring it up. This is a LinkedIn post from the HR manager at GTET. This is in Hyderabad, India. She goes on to write, "Nothing builds teamwork and a little friendly competition like a good old-fashioned tug of war. At GTET, we believe that a happy team is a productive team." So we took a break from our desks, stepped outside, and remember that stepped outside part, because we'll be looking at some pictures of this event soon. And we put our teamwork and strength to the test. The results: laughter, collaboration, boosted morale, and let's be honest, some sore arms too.
'Tis but a scratch.
So let's take a look at the first picture from this tug of war event that they had. Okay, the resolution is not the greatest, but you all can see what's going on, I hope. It looks like they are in some kind of abandoned warehouse, and they are on cement, people. That's crazy. Tug of war on cement. This game is serious. And they're not even wearing gym clothes. It looks like they're wearing clothes they got at Macy's or the department store. Nothing work branded at all. If you look at the guy in the far back right corner, his body is pushing against that plastic or glass window there. There is not much room for him to be pushed back. He might be flying through that thing during this game. I really hope this company has a decent healthcare plan, because there are going to be some twisted ankles by the end of this, I'm sure. Go! Okay, but it gets worse. Let's take a look at the next picture from this event. Here we have the other half of the guys that are participating in this tug of war team building event. Let me point out a couple things here. A, they have sandals on, no socks and sandals. That is extremely dangerous. And if you look very closely, there is sawdust on the ground everywhere. Sawdust is very slippery, easy to get injured on if you're not careful, especially if your shoes don't have that much grip, which it looks like whatever these guys are wearing is not going to be up to par for this contest. Then we have this poor guy in the far back left corner at the very end, right next to this window. He might be falling through this, breaking his neck. Just like the previous picture, he does not have much room to move around back there. And where did they find this site? Is this like a abandoned construction zone or something? A building that's about to be torn down? Whoever organized this really needs to be fired. Let's take a look at the next picture. Here we have the women doing this tug of war event, the women of this company. Some things I want to point out right away. These two women here at the very front are wearing these beautiful dresses, traditional outfits, and I just feel bad for them. I don't know how expensive those are, but to get sawdust and dirt and grime all over those outfits, and they might be ruined. I hope the company reimburses them. And then how can you call this team building when you have all the men sitting in the way, way, way back? While the women are going at it here with their tug of war game, the men are sitting in the way back, not even paying attention. One guy is like looking at his phone or something. They're talking among themselves. Really not sure how this is building teamwork at this company, especially between the genders. Before we get to the next company, I actually want to share this comment on this tug of war team building event at GTET. Abdullah Khan, I think that is his name. I'm not very good with pronunciation. He writes a comment on this post. "Love this activity, had an absolute blast." And then she writes back, "Thanks. No exclamation point even. But the funniest thing to me is that he has the open to work banner on his LinkedIn profile. He is job hunting. I wonder if that open to work banner came on after this event, or he's like, if they're going to make us do this kind of stuff, I need to get out of here fast. That is ridiculous. Okay, now as we promised, we can go to the next company, the next team building event. Here we have Andrea from Kairoi Residential And this is in San Antonio, Texas, I believe. She is a regional manager, and she writes in this LinkedIn post, first team meeting of the year, kicking things off with great energy and a little fun. Because who says work meetings have to be all business? Highly recommend Icebreaker Jenga for your next team gathering. A simple way to spark conversations, build connections, and start the year on a high note. Icebreaker Jenga. Okay, that is going to spark some conversations, maybe with your HR representatives. Those might be the conversations you're going to be having if you are truthful on some of your answers to this game. Let's take a look at these Icebreaker Jenga pieces. Okay, here are the Icebreaker Jenga pieces for this team building event at Kairoi Residential. Let's take a look at this one in the middle. What is your most controversial opinion? My opinion is this game is awkward. We should not be doing it. I just want to do my work and go home. You definitely don't want to say, oh, I love Donald Trump, or, oh, I'm an atheist. I don't believe in God. Do not talk about politics or religion at work, even if there is an Icebreaker Jenga team building event. You never know who will be listening and what they believe. Let's look at some of these other pieces here. We have, what is the weirdest thing a guest has done at your house? Oh, wow. This is getting very personal. People will judge you by who you surround yourself with. If you're telling stories about a guest at your house, believe me, it will transfer to you as well, whatever they did. So be very careful answering this question. Oh man, yeah, I remember. I had a guest get super drunk and they did a cannonball in my pool. Cannonball! Oh man, unfortunately, you didn't make it to the ER. That is something you do not want to be sharing with coworkers. Oh, I had this really flirtatious guest come over and they started flirting with my wife or my husband. Oh, I thought it'd be really fun to just, invite them to stay the night and see what we can get up to. I would love to see that kind of answer to one of these questions during these on-site team building events. What this question reminds me is from that Office, that episode where they go to Michael and Jan's dinner party, and then Jan ends up, throwing the Dundee through Michael's plasma TV. That's what this question reminds me of, an episode or a scenario like that. Let's look at the next question here from these Jenga pieces. What kind of cult would you start? I want to start a D&D cult and drink some devil blood with my fellow adventurers. Anybody up to come over to my house Friday night and join in on our cult? Or how about aliens are real and we are going to communicate with them? I've already started studying their ancient languages and gestures. This Saturday, come to my cult and find out all of their secrets. Okay, let's go ahead and look at the next company. 1 second. This one is from ConnectWise, which is a Tampa, Florida software development company. This LinkedIn post is from Jason Hicks, an analytics engineer / team lead at ConnectWise. Boosting morale. The power of Mario Kart and ping pong tournaments. Hey, LinkedIn fam. Today I want to talk about a fun and effective way to boost morale in the workplace. Tournaments. Oh do tournaments really boost morale? Let's take a look at some of these pictures and I think you'll be able to answer that question for yourself. These are the winners of the Mario Kart tournament. As you can see, there's a gold medal, a silver medal, and I really can't tell. That doesn't look bronze. It doesn't really look like a bronze medal. It almost looks like there's 2 silver medals. Maybe it's one of those things where everybody gets a participation trophy these days. You don't want anyone to feel too bad, so you don't want to give them a bronze medal. Look at their body language. They have their hands in their pockets trying to give this fake smile. It's like, did we really have to be in a picture for this? These medals, they look so cheap and fake. It reminds me of that Office, the Olympics episode, where they make their medals out of the yogurt lids and they just flip them around for the different colors. I feel like these guys are going to throw these medals into the trash 5 minutes after they get back to their desk. These medals are going to have a short shelf life. Let's take a look at a picture from the ping pong tournament. Okay, here's a picture of the ConnectWise team building ping pong tournament they had at their company. First of all, how is this team building? Everyone is super spread out. No one is interacting with each other. Everybody's just staring at the two people hitting the ball. Is that team building? Are you really getting to know your coworker? I think team building revolves interaction, talking to people. This tournament could actually hurt morale, right? Let's say the two people, maybe they grew up not playing ping pong, or they're not very athletic or something like that. Their coworkers might actually be talking behind their back, making fun of them after this event, which will actually lower morale. You have to be careful with these type of events where they could have the opposite effect of what the HR person intended. And I've worked in IT for most of my career. I've played a decent amount of ping pong in my life. Let me tell you how this situation is going to go. I can visualize it right in my mind. One of these two people that are playing the game is going to get a sudden rush of energy. They're going to spike the ball as hard as they can, try to impress that cute girl they have a crush on. The ball is going to fly maybe under one of those couches or under someone's foot. Someone's going to accidentally step on it and the ball will be destroyed. And of course, HR forgot to bring, backups for everyone, and the game is going to end right there. These type of tournaments are not very well organized, and they always will end sooner than what people hope. That is my prediction for what is going to happen during this ping pong tournament. Okay, let's get to the next team building company post. This team building LinkedIn post is from Back to Nature Foods in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Looks like they have a hybrid team and had everyone come in to this specific part of the office and gave everybody a nice colorful shirt and a product to hold up. But if you look closely, there's a lot of people that did not get a product to hold up to. They just got the shirt. I guess we know who is going to be getting that promotion next review cycle, right? Oh, we don't need to give her something to hold up. She's going to be out of here. And then look at this poor guy in the back left corner in the purple shirt. The lady in front of him is throwing her arms in front of his face. He's like lifting his chin, just trying to be recognized, noticed. He doesn't even have a piece of product. It's like, get out of my face, woman. What are you doing? That is not the best one. Look at the guy's face in the left back middle. I can't tell if he's wearing a shirt or not, but he's just completely zoned out. He is in another world. He's like, what have I done with my life? How did I get here? When will that next Call of Duty game be released? There's no smile on his face. He is just out there. So yeah, those are the funny things I noticed about this post with Back to Nature Foods. We do kind of a quick wrap up here before we end this episode. To all those managers, to all those HR reps, to all those companies out there, people do not want Mario Kart, Tug of War, ping pong. They want a raise in their paycheck. They would like time off with their family and friends. That is what they want. They don't want pizza parties. If you went to any company and asked, I would say 100 people, do you want a pizza party or do you want a bump in your paycheck? 100% of people would say they prefer a raise or a bump in their pay. Let's just say that. And then the next thing, this especially applies to that one lady that had the Jenga game with all the inappropriate questions. We don't want to be, forced out personal information through these type of awkward games. That's just looking for an excuse for the company to lay you off, pretty much. Then finally, I want to say thank you for everyone for checking out this episode. As I mentioned, this is my debut episode. I have another YouTube channel called Photographer Profile with Nathan Rupert. And if you like photography, definitely subscribe to that channel because I interview other photographers and I showcase their pictures and they tell the stories behind each picture. It's pretty cool. And finally, I want to thank Joshua Fluke. He's a YouTuber. He does LinkedIn cringe videos. He's pretty popular. He is my inspiration. He's one of my favorite YouTubers out there. I wanted to thank him for the inspiration on this video. I really enjoy his content, and I'll have a link to him as well pop up here. All right. Thank you, everybody. Please subscribe, leave a comment, add a like if you feel like it. I'll talk to you soon. Peace.